need your Chromebook, your notebook, and your pencil.
At Esmond Station, we have about 750 students, kindergarten through 8th grade.
If the environment changes or something, then they could go extinct. Is that what I'm hearing?
Teachers who are classified staff at Esmond Station are so caring. They love each other, they love our students, they want them to find success, and they're usually really there for them.
The organism can adapt. That somewhere
I've known Lisa for 5 years.
The environment's different, we need to change. And he told us
I remember interviewing her and thinking, should we just run out into the parking lot and be like, hey Lisa, come be our science teacher. She loved science and she loved middle school students. And you could tell that she was going to have wonderful connections with them.
Go ahead and discuss with your group. I've been teaching for 20 years. I've had multiple students throughout my career that made me realize that I was in the right place. Between students that I run into that are in college and tell me that they're getting a degree in engineering or getting a degree in physics, and that 8th grade science was the place where they started to really enjoy science.
The best parts of my marriage would be just our friendship. We're definitely each other's best friends, and we just enjoy hanging out. And we don't need to go and do crazy things together or adventures. I mean, we just enjoy being around each other. Starting a family, obviously, was a big part of that.
For fun, we like to watch movies together, go up to Pine Top, Arizona to fish and go for hikes, and play board games around the table up there. So winter break of 2022, my husband and I went to bed exhausted, as parents do on Christmas evening, and I woke up in the middle of the night with pain in my left flank. The pain was unmanageable, and my husband said, we need to get you to the emergency room. They, said it looks like a kidney stone. They didn't find any sign of infection and sent me home.
As the evening came around, she fell asleep on the couch. She wasn't looking normal, so I tried to wake her up and she wasn't waking up. So I called 911.
Once they got me back to the emergency room, at that point, I was showing signs of sepsis.
They had to kind of put her out, which I found out later it was going to be almost a 2-week coma. One of the head nurses told me to prepare for the worst and told me she wasn't going to make it.
They needed to administer vasopressor medications, but one of the major side effects is they can completely restrict blood flow to your hands and your feet and then cause tissue death, which is what happened in me. But it was even a few days before I realized that things were black, that there was damage, that I had that amount of damage to the tissue.
I also had 2 kids at home that I had to come home to. I told them that their mom was sick and that she wasn't feeling well and she had to stay in the hospital for a little while, and that was the base of the story.
I remember the first time going to visit her and just thinking, thank goodness she's here.
When I was released, I moved in with my mom because my house has stairs. And then about a month after, I was back in the hospital for amputation surgeries. Once I got prosthetic legs and was starting to be able to stand on them for longer periods of time, I was able to go back to the rehab hospital for a 3rd stay to learn how to walk on my prosthetics. One of the first things I told my therapist in the hospital, she had asked me, what are your goals? And I think the first thing out of my mouth was, I have to go back to my job. All right, today your reporter is seat number 4.
I was encouraging her to go back when she was ready. I knew mentally and emotionally that would be the best thing for her.
Once you open up the simulation, this is what the screen's going to look like, okay? We do donated sick leave in our school district, and the amount of people that stepped up and donated days to me kept me getting a paycheck the entire time that I was in recovery. In the beginning, I really felt like I got treated differently because of my disability as far as, going into a public bathroom and people asking if you need help and those types of things, and really kind of felt like I stuck out like a sore thumb. Going back to work and getting back into a classroom of middle schoolers that are who they are, whether you like it or not, I think has been the biggest factor in changing that for me. When I'm at school, nobody treats me any differently. I'll get more mobile. I want to start taking walks around the neighborhood, and the independence around the house, get back to being able to cook some and prep meals and some of those last things that I haven't started doing yet. To have such a life-changing event and just kind of keep it to myself, it felt like a waste. We need to take these experiences and share them with people and maybe help people out with things that they need to overcome in their own lives. Not everybody goes through what I went through, but everybody has hard things in their life that happen.
The biggest thing she shows middle school students who are going through just a tough time in their life, those middle school years, is, hey, if I can do this, you can do anything.
Once you start the population, once the first generation occurs.
And that's kind of what, this whole thing has taught me, is like, we just have to look at it differently. And if there's a problem, solve it, and then we just keep moving.
And then they would have all started talking and it would have been bad. Even though this happened to me and it's a huge challenge, my life is still really good. I still have great people in my life that love me and that I love, and I still have a lot of laughter and a lot of enjoyment, and I think that's good for people to see.
Have a good day. See ya. Bye, have a good one. See you later.
Hi, I'm Tom McNamara, host of Arizona Illustrated. Thanks so much for watching this story from our show. And for more local stories from Arizona Illustrated, just click right here.